Alert. Alert. Ship is currently being scanned.
You're back awful early, Krylik. Something happened?
As we feared, the humans have greatly improved their detection technologies in the last 10 years.
To be expected, I guess. Were you compromised?
No, I was alerted by my ship's computer when a group of their air breathers reported they had detected something they could not identify. Because of our directive to stay hidden, I determined it would be best to retreat before they could get close enough to get a visual confirmation.
Probably the best choice. Any other information we need to pass on to the Vandal? Any major changes to the military situation since we were last out of hypersleep?
Nothing major. A few changes to weapons deployments, but I have already updated our database. There is one disturbing area, though.
Let me guess. This research organization you keep complaining about.
Yes, just before I was chased out of the planet's airspace, 2 of my implants suddenly went dead, within a few minutes of each other.
Could the hardware just be hitting its end of life? Or could your subjects be dying? As I recall, these humans are very short-lived.
Not that short. I have over 500 implants active on the planet. What are the odds 2 would go inactive within a few minutes of each other? At the same location, while in contact with agents of this LSG group?
Same location? Why were there 2 at the same location?
That was my doing. These humans seem too constrained by public opinion to be aggressive enough with this damn LSG group. So, I manipulated a few of my implants, so I would have 2 of them teamed as agents, tailing 2 newly identified operation inductees. The humans only wanted to follow them, but that has failed so often in the past, I wanted to change the dynamic. So, I used the implant's impulse feature to get them to take the 2 recruits into custody, and was going to have them unknowingly implant them.
So, what happened?
That's the part that concerns me. Not only did my 2 implants go quiet, but the 2 uninstalled units as well.
So, do you think this group is a threat to our incoming forces? Should we alert the Vandal?
No, not yet. Other than being hyper-secretive, this group has no sign of military weaponry. Might just be paranoid about their own governments. But I think I'll stay out of hypersleep for a few months.
Stay closer. We're not going to lose this one. Slow down, he's turning. Over there, use that turnout.
Since you're already here, have a cold one on the house.
Thanks, but I think I brought some friends with me.
Yeah, I see that. Don't take your hat off yet. Go set your beer down at the table by the window, then ask me where the restroom is. When I tell you, just nod your head and walk over and go inside. Someone is already there. He'll tell you what to do.
Can you read their lips?
No.
has his back to me and is blocking my view of the barmaid. Now I see her. He must have asked about something. She is pointing across the room. She is saying it's right over there. It has men written on the door.
Anyone else in the bar?
No, just him and the barmaid. He's coming back out and sitting down at the table.
There's a delivery van pulling into the parking lot. Don't take your eyes off him. Okay, the van's leaving. Did he move?
Nope.
Can you see his face clearly enough to make a positive ID?
No, but I'll do a face capture as he comes out of the bar. What the?
What's the matter?
That truck is blocking my view. Come on, make your turn and get out of my way. Wait, it's getting in the car.
He's starting to move. Get ready. Don't lose him. Unit 9 here. Target on the move again. We are following.
Since you're already here, have a cold one on the house. Sorry, Carl. We gotta go to Plan B.
Okay. I guess I can quit trying to figure out Plan A. Can I ask what happened?
We just intercepted communications. Our friends just stopped Paul's decoy and are backtracking to find out where the switch was made. Our friends out front have been told to wait for backup, but not to let anyone leave in the meantime.
What's the plan?
We call it the subway. In addition to our friends in front, they have satellite visuals on this building right now. But satellites move fast, and in about 5 minutes, they'll have a hole in the coverage. That's when we'll make a run to the little building in the back. When I give you the word, just follow me on the run. We won't stop till we get inside.
Another restroom. I'm starting to see an unhealthy pattern here.
Just a decoy. Move back to the center of the room. Carl, we don't have much time. Our company is all here and about to enter the bar. I've got to get back before they expand their search to the entry point.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
This is your ride. Just climb in laying on your stomach.
That is not our target. Don't see the barmaid either. I'm going out back to check out the small building.
Just hang on. The system is fully automated. One helpful tip though, watch the speedometer in front of you. It drops just before you enter sharp curves. When that happens, tighten your grip. It should take about 30 minutes. When you stop, you're there. Restroom. Customers use the one in the bar.
Sorry, miss. We had reason to believe a fugitive was in the area.
Hello, Carl. You okay?
I think so. But it may take me a few minutes to be sure everything still works.
Let me be the first to welcome you to Gateway. I'm Pat Reynolds. I'll be working with you and Paul.
Glad to meet you, Pat. Boy, that's one rough ride. By the way, is Paul here yet?
Yes, he arrived a little while ago. He's waiting for us in the mess hall.
Did he get to ride that thing too?
A much shorter trip, but yes, he arrived the same way you did.
Mess hall? How big is this facility anyway?
Not that big. What we call the mess hall is really just a self-serve lunchroom. I'll give you the whole nickel tour as soon as we get our DB from the general. Trust me, it won't take long to see everything.
Okay, lead the way, Pat.
Sure you're up to it? We can give you a few more minutes to get your strength back.
I'm okay, but I think I will be moving a little slow for a while yet.
Yes, sir. I'm taking him to the mess hall right now. No, he seems no worse for wear. We'll be there in about 15 minutes.
What's that all about?
That was the general, checking up to see if you got here in one piece or not.
What is that you're communicating with?
Pretty cool, huh? It's a nanoscale communications link.
But I don't see any hardware.
That's because it's so small, it's implanted under the skin.
Eee! Sounds kind of Borg-like. You know, like on old Star Trek?
Oh yeah, but this is just for communications.
Hi, Paul. Figures I'd find you eating.
Hey, a man's got to keep up his strength.
How'd you like that ride in the tube?
Well, compared to the back of the delivery van I was in for the first 3 hours, it wasn't too bad. But of course, I only rode in at 5 miles. Pat tells me you did over 100.
Wow. I knew I was moving out. But 100 miles in a little over 30 minutes?
Actually, you traveled 117 miles in just 34 minutes. For what it's worth, you now hold the record for the longest run made in the tube.
I'm honored. But wouldn't the ride have been a bit smoother if it had run a little slower?
Oh yeah, normally we run at about half that speed.
So why'd I get such a fast ride?
We had to keep your time in the tube under 40 minutes, and like I said, you had a long distance to travel.
What's so magical about 40 minutes?
That's about how long the oxygen in the bullet lasts.
Well, gentlemen, welcome to Gateway. This is our facility for processing high-value LSG personnel for off-planet assignments. For that reason, we are strategically located beneath a commercial launch facility.
Launch facility? Wait a minute. Did you say off-planet?
Yes, I did. This secret facility is located under the Galileo spaceport. As you may know, Galileo launches monthly crew missions to Archimedes. What you don't know is many of those flights have LSG personnel and not standard crew.
Archimedes? Isn't that the commercial orbital habitat being built by Rogers Industries?
Yeah, and I thought most of the launches were from Vandenberg.
Actually, Rogers Industries is a wholly owned shell company belonging to LSG. And while the construction of the space complex is being built openly, with major components, as you say, lifted from Vandenberg, Galileo provides a secondary method of reaching Archimedes' polar orbit. And its unique air launch system provides many more launch window opportunities than a fixed facility like Vandenberg can. But most important for us, we control access to Galileo, not the Air Force. What's the matter, Paul?
Just thinking. Seems like I've seen full TV coverage of the Galileo launches, interviews with the crews and such. How do you circumvent that?
Simple. You see who enters the ground transport, not who actually enters the spacecraft.
And the construction people launching from Vandenberg?
They are mostly what they appear to be. They were hired to construct the habitat. They stagger cycle in and out every 6 months. Except for a half dozen who are there for the duration of the build and are LSG agents. Our segment is separate from the elements under construction, so most of what we do is out of the general workforce view.
Won't they wonder what Paul and I are up there for?
No. You'll be identified as engineers, installing and testing new avionics equipment, which is what you'll be doing while you're there.
Okay. So when do we go?
Soon, Carl. Very soon. But first, for safety reasons, you two will need some training. Life in space is pretty dangerous, not to mention the ride up. So Pat will be spending the next 2 weeks bringing you two up to speed, getting you fitted for spacesuits and a variety of inoculations, and some hands-on familiarization with some of the hardware you will be required to interface with. Normally, we schedule about 4 weeks for the training you two need, but things are heating up pretty fast, as you've probably noticed. So we will be sending you boys up in just over 2. And yes, Pat, that includes you. Well, that's all I've got right now. You boys got any questions before you get started?
When exactly do Paul and I get read in to whatever it is you've gotten us into?
As to when you will be fully briefed, that will happen when you reach Archimedes.
This room contains the flight simulator for the orbital section of the launch vehicle that will take you to Archimedes. This, and the conference room I just showed you, is where we'll be the next couple of days.
Say, Pat, does everyone traveling to Archimedes get trained in the simulator?
Yes, they all get simulator time before launch. Well, that's pretty much it. After we go get a bite to eat, I'll take you over and show you which bunks you're assigned to. Your wardrobe lockers already contain utility uniforms for training and any personal hygiene items you may need. Any questions? Just ask.
Yeah, Pat. I've got a couple. Since you've been here 6 months and have already made the flight, how about filling us in on a few things?
Like?
Well, like what have you been doing down here for the last 6 months?
Okay, I arrived here same route as Paul, about 6 months ago. I was teamed up with 2 other travelers, and we were trained in the simulator for a flight to Archimedes. But then hours before launch, the general pulled me aside and told me I would not be staying at Archimedes, but would return with the shuttle. Our trainer, Phil Ortiz, would make the trip with us, but was not coming back, and that I would be the training facilitator for a while.
Did he give you any idea of how long?
Not really, but I didn't think it would be this long.
Very interesting. And you say all the travelers have been old men. How old?
Most seem over 60 to me, but they all moved like they were getting pretty long in the tooth, if you know what I mean. Kind of strange in itself.
Why is that?
There are only 2 of you, and you're a lot younger than all my past travelers.
How many do you normally train?
4 men every 2 weeks, just like clockwork.
But that would be like 100 people a year. Where could they all be going?
Well, Paul, can you believe we're actually going into space?
Still hard to believe. But sure sounds like it's going to happen.
I guess my only question is, where do we go after Archimedes? And why only old people have been going before us?
Wow, if that's your only question, you're doing better than I am.
The backbone of our launch system is an air-breathing lifter we call Windsucker. This vehicle carries the upper 2 stages, totaling about 350,000 pounds to about 50,000 feet using its efficient air-breathing engines. Then, with water-oxygen injection and a centerline rocket motor, reaches Mach 4 at 85,000 feet, which is the point of release. At that point, the two solids and one shuttle engine ignite and take the combined assembly to 350,000 feet and Mach 12. Okay, that's the way the flight's supposed to go. Now let's run some simulations with failures. Yes, sir? 10 minutes? Yes, we'll be there. General wants us in his office in 10 minutes.
Good. I was hoping you boys would be in your flight utilities. We just received notification that tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., a team of government safety inspectors will arrive at Galileo Space Facility for a surprise safety inspection. This normally would not be a problem, but our intel indicates the inspectors are actually government agents, with orders to shut us down whether they find anything or not. We have one launch opportunity before tomorrow morning's raid, and I plan on taking it. At this moment, the topside launch team is fueling the launch stack for what they've been told is part of an unscheduled pre-flight safety test. This is actually a cover for readying the stack for an immediate launch. Since we have done this type of test previously on other launches, the launch team should not be unduly suspicious.
We gotta stay here all night and then enter in the morning?
Nah, we only have to wait around till the launch window closes. Then we can go back to our rooms and come back in the morning.
Did they say when the window closes?
Yeah, just got updated. Today's window opens in about 90 minutes and lasts about a half hour. So we'll stay around an extra half hour and then hang it up for the day.
How do we know it's not a ploy to ready for today's window?
We don't. That's why we're here. But our informant on the ground team indicates it appears to be just another launch readiness test. Calls for the loading and offloading of cryogens to test the tanks, and the evaluation of load times of some new booster design.
Booster design?
Seems the new design requires loading just prior to launch. But our informant also says that no refueling of the air breather is in the schedule. So on the surface, everything seems on the level.
Still, we could park across the runway right now and be completely sure.
No. Command wants the cover of the safety inspection. We won't move today unless we absolutely have to.
we're on our way.
Damn it, they're taxiing to the runway. I thought they had to wait for their launch window.
They do normally. Get in. I'll signal the trucks to take it. Sit.
Okay, grab a seat and strap in. Put on your headsets.
Look out! The bridge! It's opening!
I got it.
But the bridge!
This is the interdiction team. We've been disabled. The bird is in the air.
So that's it? They got away? What about that launch window?
Looks like they're planning an in-flight refuel. They left before our air cover got into position. But Command has their air tanker on radar and is vectoring 2 fighters to intercept.
What if they won't land?
Command just authorized the use of
Lethal force.
So why in hell did we need to jump that bridge?
I don't know. I just suddenly felt stopping the takeoff was the most important thing in my life. Weird, huh?
Yeah, I'd say it's weird.